Thanks for joining us. We are still 9 months away from the presidential election.
But the candidates' push to win the hearts of voters is already in full swing. Here in Minnesota on Tuesday night, Rick Santorum came out the top. In the GOP caucuses with nearly 45% of the vote, Ron Paul came in second with 27%, followed by Mitt Romney and Newt Gingrich. 2 of the 4 GOP presidential candidates stumped in Anoka County on caucus day. On Tuesday afternoon, Rick Santorum made a stop at the National Sports Center in Blaine and spoke before a crowd of more than 100 people. Meanwhile, Ron Paul greeted supporters at a Republican caucus held at Coon Rapids Middle School on Tuesday night. CTN's Steve Antis was also there and has more on how local voters are feeling about the candidates and those issues.
What's your address?
Like students on their first day of school, they needed help to find their way around the Coon Rapids Middle School.
The reason I'm running is
Coon Rapids resident Mandy Benz threw her hat in the ring for state representative. She and current District 49B State Rep Brandon Peterson got to meet caucus goers as they headed off to the classrooms.
We need to make sure we satisfy some legal requirements.
Some of the rooms were downright crowded, yet everyone wanted their voices heard. The presidential straw poll was the top issue.
You know, I think I'm going to support Rick Santorum.
Right now, I suppose I'm leaning more towards Ron Paul.
I'm supporting Rick Santorum for president.
Joe Belcheck wore this T-shirt to make a statement. He's backing Dr. Ron Paul.
We need to be more conservative, more constitutional. The federal government has grown so far beyond what it was designed to do.
So that's one resolution.
Marriage was a major policy issue for registered nurse Chris Resch.
I think it's very important that we defend traditional marriage.
And just like Republicans, their counterparts were hard at work across town. There were 13 Republican precincts meeting at the Coon Rapids Middle School. Here at Morris Bay Elementary, there are 10 Democratic precincts meeting in tonight's caucus.
Raise your hand if you are interested in being a delegate.
District 47 DFLers admit their precinct caucuses had less excitement. Still, they take issue with Republican efforts to push for a number of state constitutional amendments.
The general preference is to see that all of those constitutional amendments that the Republicans are currently proposing should be defeated.
There's no Democratic contest for U.S. Senator or President, with Barack Obama running for a second term.
We think he's doing an outstanding job, and we want to continue him for another 4 years.
The precinct caucuses are the grassroots of politics, and with it, some can go far.
Congratulations. You're all delegates.
Steve Antis, CTN News.
Statewide, 38,000 people turned out for the caucuses. That's about 2% of eligible voters. Delegates chosen at the precinct level will move on to the Senate District Convention.